Hello YouTube, the Eye of Stone here, moving forward with the walkthrough of Thief Deadly Shadows. Today we are going to be doing House of the Widow Moira. I've been looking forward to going through this level on YouTube for a very long time. In the comments over the years, a lot of people who've watched my videos have told me that they've been looking forward to seeing me do this for a number of years, so I'm glad and relieved at long last to be making good on that. I don't hesitate for a moment to say that House of the Widow Moira is absolutely one of my all-time favorite Thief levels. You kind of have to be well disposed towards Thief Deadly Shadows, generally at least a little bit, for that to be, likely that you would put that as one of your favorite levels. But a lot of people who I've spoken to about Thief over the years tend to think very highly of this level, and not without good reason. We're going to jump right in. I will loiter only to mention that I kind of made out like a pirate this holiday season and was able to dump some money into this rust bucket I call a computer, and hopefully as of this video you will begin to notice the difference. You won't be noticing the difference in my System Shock walkthroughs, because you'll start noticing the difference there after we're finished with Ops. I just want to explain any discrepancy ahead of time, but what you see here today is how it's going to be going forward. So with that, let us proceed. Okay, here we are. Push the button. Now run, because there's somebody coming, and you gotta get to this patch of shadow over here on the left. Watch his facing. Okay, he's turned. Now you got another corner of shade on the left. Press R. Just let him do his circuit. No takedown necessary. Next room, you've got 2 guards, a chest, and some loot on the table.
It's your turn already.
I know. Let me just think.
I'm waiting.
Don't rush me. I'm about to go.
Listen, it's not that hard. Look, you're showing pelicans and mackerels, right? Just play them in order, and you'll have at least 2. Oh, Burricks.
What? What's wrong?
You just won. I just won for you.
Ha ha! Pay up, Mortimer! What did I win?
Whole bunch of nothing. Alright, so we let him get where he's going. We're gonna take that torch out. There's no reason to be stingy with the water arrows. Can you pull off getting up those stairs without old Benny noticing? If you don't take that torch out, probably. I don't want to mess with that. 1 water arrow I can afford. Alright, use the shadow from this column here. Reach around. There's your loot. Take out the torch. If I can get the wheel to cooperate. Up the stairs we go. These atonal noodlings on the piano. The first time I heard this, I knew, okay, they were up to something special with this level. The sad nautical music has to portend a doozy of a level. Alright, so this is one of the areas where the zoom function on your eye really actually is useful or something. You got a guy up there. We're gonna go take a closer look at that in a second. You got a guy with a candle up there. You got 2 guards here, and then on the left by the front entrance is another guard. Now you can go literally in the front door. As usual, it isn't the best option, and especially on expert it's a difficult and a pain, and at least involves knocking this guy out under all but the most extreme circumstances. I've pulled it off barely without doing so, but it's generally speaking not worth it. You can go in those 2 double doors. We're going to go in the secret way, but looking straight ahead from where we are now, that ledge, we're going to go and see where that guy was with the candlestick. We're going to get there later. So this is the quiet, low-key way to get into the seaside mansion. Now you're on the 2nd floor of the outer part of the house if you use this route. If you need to do the reading, you can pause here. Some of these you'll have to bear with me. I'm probably going to read through some of these too, just because it's been so long. The trick to playing this level without annoyance or upset is to not duplicate. Don't get it right the first time. Don't revisit areas to the extent that you can avoid it. Again, nobody bats 1,000, but you just want to some areas you're going to have to go through for navigation purposes, but floss for loot once, get it all the first time. I do think that really this level is sort of a pivot point in the game. Things do start to get harder here. People's senses are really razor sharp in this level. What the hell was that? Wow. Well, that's a new glitch. There is a guard on circuit out there, but that wasn't hit. What the? Okay, you know I didn't open it the first time.
Being so dirty.
I didn't open it that time either.
Just then. Well, guess it's nothing.
And it wasn't him either. Well, the house is introducing itself for us. That has never happened before. I've never seen a door do that. I don't think I've seen a door do that in Thief 3, to say nothing of not in this level. There is nothing in either of these corners. I already know that, but it's good habit to floss for loot. Okay. So reading. So this is letting us know where one of the 3 mandatory special loot items is. A lucky coin. We're going to be getting that sooner rather than later. Now, you know, it's a big old mansion. It's scary. It's a stormy night. People are going to be noticing doors opened, but that's what houses like this do.
Can't watch in every direction. Not every direction. Not all the time. One day you're looking the wrong way. They can get you. I keep telling them, you've got to keep this shut at all times.
Took him long enough to notice that. we're not
I'll take a look, see.
we're not going to avoid knockouts altogether, but
I gotta relax. I've been working too hard.
let's use them judiciously. There's no reason to take this guy down. Okay. These NPCs do have peripheral vision. They have mishaps. Just don't rush. Now we've got a servant gal on circuit here. She's a pain because she's walking in a circle and she's like nothing but peripheral vision. And I like to follow her. The closer I am to her, the better. I don't want to be darting across while she's over there because she doesn't stay in any one place for long. And in this room, her long-range peripheral vision is just fine. It's just fine. You're a lot safer close and right behind her. So that's what we're gonna do. Third person can give you a little more context on exactly what's happening. This is one of the areas where it sort of justifies its existence. The third person view.
My day starts before dawn, and it's work, work, work till well after midnight. It's no wonder I look. Hey! Who put out the lights?
Again, I can see exactly what she's doing and still be moving. I can watch her while I move. I don't have to change my facing. Sometimes it's a little easier to do that in third than it is in first. You can do it in first, but... Alright, so we're gonna...
Well, I doubt there was ever anything there. It's for the best, really.
So we've got these candlesticks to get here, and then that goblet on the sofa.
I guess it's quieted down.
I mean, yes, you could have all those three pieces already, and she'd still not have been back yet, but then again, maybe she would, and sometimes it highlights and you're clicking the mouse button and it's not getting picked up. And the game tends to know that it's because you were pushing it further than you thought was a wise idea. Anyway, this is not a speed run. It's a pick up the fender and make a lot of noise and be out in the open and try like hell to get caught
Did
type
I
of
see
run.
something?
Well, we seem to have survived that. Okay, now that painting there on the left is considered loot. But this,
Just overwork,
All quiet.
I guess.
Right then.
so that guy just kind of roams the mansion. I don't really know what the deal is with him. It seems like he only spawns on expert and he doesn't really have a fixed area. He just sort of...
It's not the first time we've jumped at nothing, right? And won't be the last.
Because there's two guys who are dedicated to this room. One guy who's just walking from one side of the room to the next on my left. And then on my right, he's going up and down the two staircases to the front entrance. And you have to time their facing like so. Okay. So you're moving while one is out of the room and you're going in the direction opposite where the other one's facing, the one on the right here.
At least. I'm standing by that too. Risking my neck's gotta be worth more
Now on our left there's a painting in here, and then on our right is the double doors leading into the library. That's where the first special loot item in the level is going to be, the lucky coin. I remember just sucking in the atmosphere of this level. This is, even by Thief standards, this is one of the most atmospheric Thief levels. That's saying a lot right there. It's not that Thief levels are atmospheric, it's that Thief levels are atmosphere, and this level is a standout. Now, usually on Expert, there's a guy on roving patrol in here, and he's not here, so maybe that other guy walking around like came unpinned from here somehow. I don't know. But on Expert, usually there is one guy in here. Wasn't this time. I wonder if he's coming back or not. We're basically gonna have to chance it that he's not. Now I have a painting to get at, but I'm just listening right now. I'm listening for anything in addition to the two guys who are in that other room on the left side of the screen, because you get a handle on the ambient noise and then you listen for changes in it. I don't think that third guy is anywhere nearby, which means it's just these two. There's the painting I want. Okay. We're gonna take down the lighting level over there. Now he's gonna notice that. That's alright. We're nowhere near where he is or where he's gonna be looking. Whoops.
Hey, I'm
Oh.
pretty sure I seen that.
How sure?
I should write a book. A Guard's Life by me. Too boring. Whatever it was I saw. Pretty darn taffin sure it was around here somewheres.
He won't find us.
What a jerk I am. There ain't nothing here. Come to think of it, I'm not even sure I saw anything in the first place.
Well, that was close. Smooth. Alright, just relax, slow it down. Now, look before you leap.
Hey there. What ho?
Alright. Oh, this is probably gonna be This is gonna suck. He'll probably catch me. I don't know, there might be enough shadow over there. It's the one on the left I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the one on the right. I'm worried about the one on this guy here on the left. He's trouble with a capital T. It's that second archway. I might just barely pull this off. Here we go.
There you is.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Guess I'd better see what that was. Oh, come on. You were here a second ago.
No, I wasn't. Oh, merciless hell, that was close.
What's the matter, Taffer? Too scared to face me? Maybe you should go home to your mama.
It's those columns. It broke his line of sight. Typical NPC problems with object permanence.
Must have dreamed it.
He is lost. That guy over there on the other side of the room is lost. Okay.
Thought I heard something. Just overworked, I guess.
So, I'm sort of breaking my own little thing I said earlier about not visiting the same area twice. We kind of are, but that big
Yes?
double entryway to the inner part of the
Probably just
house
seeing things.
is
Hope I'm
really
not going daffy.
not a good way to get into the Overlook proper, is what I'm trying to say. That room we were just in, you can get to the inner part of the mansion through there. I don't like using that way. That's why we're backtracking, but we're not here to be stealing stuff. We're just navigating. So it's sort of okay. I just don't like going into the inner part of the house from the room we just left. But I mean, probably from a time perspective, it would be more efficient. So would not getting caught. Now, I don't know what he's doing with his facing, and
I have heard maybe you was hiring for your house guards.
I haven't been doing so good with the whole rushing thing, so we're just gonna mellow out. Alright, let's see what it is doing. Alright, he's not even there. And there's one other area of the outer part of the mansion to see anyway. We sort of did have to come back this way, but another kind of hairy part. There's a guard who's drunk who's standing around. Now, I'm just gonna save, get psyched.
Hello? Who
Quiet.
left this open?
I really think I heard something.
It's just as well. They're in my way.
Where are you? Have a drink with me. Don't be such a snob. Who's there? Hope it's nobody. Nothing? That's okay. Get them all next time. You come back next time, you hear?
Take this out. Alright. Now, that other guy's gone. He's not going to be coming back, so it's just this guy, but he is kind of going to be a pain, so I think he gets to be our first knockout. Because I want to use the entrance to the inner part of the level that he is guarding. All too easy. Remember that guy with the candle in the first, when we were outside? We're gonna go where he went. That right there is our entrance to the inner part of the level, but we're not ready for that yet. This is a guest bathroom or something with a little piece of loot there. Now, this is one of those things that I like goof up every time. If I weren't doing this walkthrough, I would skip the tiny piece of loot that's in here and not bother, but I guess this isn't a walkthrough, but just for the sake of still showing you most of the sites, we're gonna part with a flash bomb, a knockout gas bomb. I'm gonna take these guys down just so I can show you the room and so I can show you the entrance exit. Alright, there's two of them. There's a guy with a candle and his lady friend. There's a piece of loot. You can't see it. It's on a side table there. It's right there by that candle. You just can't see it from here.
Is it here? Do you see it?
Boy, most 2-year-olds know how to throw a ball properly. I seem to have a little trouble with that. Well, let's see. I got 3 gas arrows and a couple gas bombs left. Oh well. I hope they're enough for whatever it was I was planning on doing, because that's what I got. Now you can get access. You can enter the level from those double doors if you want to. You know, it's one of those. You can use the climbing gloves to climb up. Just go across the front yard and get into the level from here. There's this corner over here on my right that doesn't have the fence on it that you can see from down there. You can go through here. I don't know why you would want to. If you want a really punishing first room to get through. Okay, This is how I like to go into the inner part of the level, the Overlook proper. Alright, now if things get really busy, you feel like a member of the family by the time you're done playing this level on Expert. I'm going to try and do a demo with the trip oil. Trip oil is a very useful tool. It can be infuriatingly difficult to aim it properly and have it last long enough to actually do any good. But if you can use it right on stairs like these, someone else's horrible problem solves yours. Rather than be strong-armed about the knockouts, just be generous about the torches. We've got a lot of people around here. Right now there's a chest in here, it's locked. We won't get it.
Quiet. Yes. Much like the McCafferty soiree last season at their summer home.
Quite.
Yes.
Food was delicious.
Quite. Quite. Yes, quite. And on and on. Don't you two ever get tired of yourselves? Such a fine night.
What's gotten into our Miss Varia?
Quite.
Yes.
See, there's some trip oil up there. Let's go get it. But let's not run into Mrs. Quite. She's gonna come in here, and she comes in and out of this room.
I hardly think that needs to be off.
Well, off it shall remain. I have already given the order. Now, we want to get in that chest. Do we have to knock her out to get to that chest? Does she walk a circuit that will let us get that lock picked and get whatever's in there out? Is it necessary to take her down? Doesn't seem like a very long circuit, does it? Seems like it's short enough to be treacherous. Like if you aren't having a good day with the lockpicks. See how we were hidden when her footfalls in the direction she was going away from us. When those footfalls stopped, we were already undercover. We were hidden long before she turned facing and came back, and now we're just waiting. Last time we had time to get that lock unsecured. Now we're just hanging out behind someone else's bed in a house where we don't belong until she calms back down.
Queer noise, but not my concern.
That's right. Yeah, that was a lag problem. I think there was some lag earlier. I apologize for any lag.
There's a nice mug. Probably got old and I can cut.
Alright, now. Drafty night. Now this guy, don't run afoul with him either. Take the light off that staircase.
I beg your pardon. Turn that back on.
Because we got to get up those stairs. Up and down those stairs, not once, but twice.
I wonder where it is.
Now, again, there's nothing here. It's just a good hiding spot, but good habit to check. Now, what's all that? What's all that carrying on we just heard? Now mind your manners. We're in the presence of a lady.
Bryant tells me you've left a message for me on the Victrola. Really, Robert? Can't you just tell me yourself? That silly Victrola annoys me. Why must we have that ugly mechanist thing crouching in our bedroom? If your message is really so important, then you'll tell me yourself. At dinner. Yes, dinner. I'll have cook prepare all your favorites. You must be a friend of Robert's, perchance? One really ought to recognize one's own guests, but the fog has been so thick lately. Could you somehow find it in your heart to fetch me a glass of wine? The servants have forgotten.
Okay.
Wine, huh? Chilly night. I could go for something warming myself.
Did you see how she, turned and faced us? I, twitched. That was rather creepy.
You'll never believe it, Robert.
I don't remember that she did that. It's been a while since I've done this level.
No, not.
I never noticed that before, but
Then you see, I might sleep. I am so weary, my darling.
so her ladyship wants wine. Bless you. Okay, now things... Remember, there were 3 people in there and one of them ran down. Well, she's gonna be back. She's another noblewoman, and she comes up here. She has a long circuit, but she comes up and down these stairs. We've got a swordsman on a circuit going up and down the stairs, and then we've got that archer who pokes his head in. Then we've got another swordsman and another servant woman coming into the lower level.
Someplace to be.
We'll go through all of this, but it's a lot of traffic. So she's gonna come through here. Let's get behind her.
Something in the shadow.
Oh joy, you're as razor sharp as everybody else. Let's thin the ranks a bit.
Too much wool gathering.
Just a bit. Let's try to make this oil work. It's one thing to show it to you on the city streets. It's another thing during a mission. Alright, so... Yeah. Shot that too soon. He wasn't... They start tripping from exactly where they were facing. And it's not gonna work. Because he knows it's there now. Probably. That's probably why it didn't work the second time. He may not have been right on it, but it's probably because he knew it. There's a slick of oil there. It's not a surprise the second time. Well, that worked well. But he'll be back. We'll try it again. Or she'll be back. Here he comes again. It's, tossing a awkward jug like this is not conducive to precision aiming.
Call that ale.
Yeah.
So watery I could have filled up a tub and taken a bath in it.
I couldn't line up a toss in time. I refuse to call that a shot. But now she's coming. So... boy, she's coming fast. I've already, like, seriously screwed this up. Well...
Good evening.
Get lost.
Alright, maybe you'll go flying down the stairs, but I think you just barely avoided that. Let's... That's another wasted bottle. See, it's such an awkward shaped thing, and it interacts with the environment in such a cattywampus way. You never know what's a clear shot and what isn't. Well, suffice it to say, this oil flask thingy I had planned has turned into an underwhelming disaster, so let's cut our losses and get back to the level. Create some shadow. Now see...
Huh? I don't see anything now.
we are going to invest in taking this guy out through lower tech.
Shouldn't that light be, on?
Lower tech, more conventional, less complicated means. I just don't want her to see me doing it. Alright, she's gonna go that way. Now, I'm just gonna have this ready. I'm gonna take him down from a distance. I'm not messing around with being there when she turns out to have been right behind him. Or those people downstairs. See, there's people down the stairs too. See, we got lucky on his facing that he didn't, seem to notice
What are you
his
up
buddy
to?
going down in a... Boy,
I thought I left
someone
clear
screamed.
She's in a terrible state. She wouldn't know the
Someone screamed or yelped. Somebody either saw or heard something, I don't know what. Let's be ready in case she's looking for trouble. Alright. Once he turns about, just waiting for the part in the cycle. loot there I need to get at. Alright, she's gonna go up the stairs. Let's check here. Make sure someone's not right there. Get the loot. Down the steps. Now, I use this crawl space. This is almost like a hack for the sequence you have to do coming up. There's a little piece of loot here you don't want to miss. Alright, you'll want to read this. You can pause the video if you have to. I might actually read through it here real quick myself. Okay, that telescope is the second special loot item. Now that button is going to be important later. Chest to go through here. Let's take this fire out. Nobody's gonna miss it, and it's gonna make this next room a big pain just that much easier. It's not really a pain, it's just a little bit hazardous. The servant gal in here is very proactive. We've got a cat, which is always never misses an opportunity to foil Garrett's criminal intent. And we've got a guard sitting at the table. That's what we're going into. The cats get real noisy if they get perturbed. So there's the guard and the servant lady. The cat is by the fireplace. There's loot on the table. And a lot of light. So again, we want to see her back before we enter the room. We do not want to see her face. Let's...
Well, someone's gotta clean under there, and it ain't gonna be me. Why should I
just make things dark. Drafty night.
I wish they'd leave the lights on for me.
Okay, you see the cat? Sometimes the cat will... It's doing like just like an endless loop, but if it sees you, sometimes it'll migrate its loop towards you. Right, there's... looks like 2 pieces of loot on that table we want to get at, and there's the candlestick up there. Again, the safest place is as close to behind her as you can get.
Maybe I can get next Thursday off. Even just a few hours. Settle my poor old pappy's affairs and may he rest in peace. Though you'd think he could have left me something, a few coppers, anything.
Admirable sentiments. So, we have an angle on him that we can get that piece of loot without causing his attention. We just want her not to be facing at an angle where she's going to see us do it. So, in a word, timing, I guess. Timing and setup. And not grabbing the useless fork.
Thought I might have seen something. It was here last time I checked.
Yeah, the cat's getting jumpy.
was gonna get ugly real fast.
Okay, so it's going to be a similar procedure for that other goblet. That guard sitting there is
Hi there.
oblivious. Really just kind of useless for anything, actually. Yoink. Now, this is all good and well, but we have a little bit of a sequence of things we need to do to actually beat this level.
Now what?
And,
In that.
you know,
Probably one of the other
I can't even pick up a goblet without her going and searching, so what that means is this whole area is just getting
Someone there?
too crowded.
Ain't you got nothing better to do than frighten the maid? Nothing. And now I'm behind on my work. I'll never catch up.
So, and going in here, it's the same story.
How are things?
Another hapless servant in claustrophobic conditions. I have room to maneuver around her and the guard. This guy presents yet another order of magnitude of
Lights are off. Maybe they're broke.
pain in the ass. Messing around with this is like where you really start.
Was that a noise? I better get some help or something.
Just try to relax. I'm sure help will arrive soon.
She's not gonna call for help. It's all right. I just barely pulled that off.
I don't like this. I mean, what could it be? Hello?
She's not gonna raise the alarm. Sloppy. Really damn sloppy. At least I didn't have the guards looking for me.
No one's there. Good, because frankly, that's the way I like it.
Me too. All's well that ends well. Since this is not a ghosting run, if I were to give myself an allotment for the number of knockouts I was going to do, I would spend all of that allotment right here on this side of the level where we have to go from one area to the next in a timed sequence, which we're going to see in a few minutes here. And there's a lot of people in your way here, so in this level you basically have room to get around basically everything else, but here for the sake of getting this done in under 2 hours.
Strange. This was always closed before.
Oh gee. One day the door opened. Imagine that.
Oh, there's something going on over here.
He's gonna find that body.
Nothing. Nobody. But I sure had myself going for a while there.
I'll say. Also, this part of the level is your egress when you're done, so you don't want complications. Alright, we do have to get in here because that's where one of the special loot items is, but first of all, let's just get this guy out of the way. Not really necessary, but there's a chest that I want to get at. Alright, let's go in here and get that telescope first.
I should have told him right then and there. Yeah, I'll do it. But
Nereid telescope, that's our second special loot item for the day. I don't want him being nearby.
Evening. Hush up.
For any unpleasantness. Just wait for him to go on his merry way. There he goes. We go in here. Give this guy a Tylenol. Let's close the door. They don't tend to see much through the doors, it seems, even though the doors are panes of glass. And the angle, he may not even come close enough to the door out there, the doorway out there, that he would even see through the glass. But it does seem that the glass doors reduce the NPC's visual acuity a bit. But, you know, it's like, how far are you going to trust that? It's really sort of a question of, if I just watch from here, he's not going to see me, but am I going to see him, or is he not even actually going to come that close? Seems like it's safe. It's just, these are things to consider. Okay. We're getting there. So you notice I be sloppy and leave some doors open. That's because, again, we're going to have something time sensitive. The NPCs who are still around are basically as suspicious as they can get anyway, so, eh. I don't think there's much else I can do to disturb her at this point. Widow wants wine. It sure would suck to have gotten any further away from that kitchen without the wine bottle, right? So now we get to go all the way back up to see the widow while we're carrying this wine bottle. So no flash bombs, no arrows, nothing. Okay. Just shadows and timing. Which is how it should be. Uh-oh. It's okay. We're gonna pull it off. I promise you, we're gonna pull it off. We're gonna pull it off. We're pulling it off. We're gonna pull it off. We pulled it off. Told you. We pulled it off.
I can't believe things will be as dangerous as all of ours. Not in the proper neighborhoods. And in the country with actual sheep. Utter nonsense.
Be ready to take off. We're going for it.
I beg your pardon.
You're excused. Now this one there was no choice. You know, it's like we were gonna have to go up there, talk to her, go all the way down to the kitchen, and then come all the way back up here. So there was no way to avoid duplication. Now, we got a key to her bedroom, and we get the prestige of having brought her some wine. But there's no loot associated with this. It just makes burgling her bedroom a lot easier. Because that key on the table that we got, that's going to help.
Did you hear that, Ginny? Thank you. Now perhaps I can settle my poor nerves. So kind of you to fetch it, so that I could stay and watch for my dear Robert. I know I've not thanked you properly, and a poor woman's gratitude is not worth much these days, is it? I can hardly trust my other house guests. They think I don't hear them sneaking about, but I do. When my Robert returns, he'll deal with them. Anyone who has stolen from me. He'll always look out for me, one way or another. My Robert, my sailor.
And now she's looking at me in that creepy-ass manner. I think she's already suspicious. That whole thing about anyone who's stolen from me. I could give a spoiler here about later on, but I'm not gonna.
You'll never believe it. The servants have had the impertinence to refuse me a glass of wine. No, not even my Ginny. Robert, could you get a glass for yourself? And then I'll have
All
some.
right.
Then you see.
So,
I am so weary, my darling.
basically at this point we want to go and see what's in her bedroom. She mentioned that they have an old mechanist Victrola. The Moiras were perhaps friendly with the mechanists, enough so to get a gift, or the captain just acquired one. So I'm just sort of collecting myself here for a minute. We're gonna go to her bedroom and listen to the Victrola. Not getting anywhere near her again. Stay the hell away from her. Let's not try that again. save here for the next thing that goes wrong.
I should have taken the position
Again,
at the old Warwick estate.
You're the safest behind him.
You can take some pride in your work there.
When you get far away from them, the further away you are, they're going to have time to change their cycle and head back towards you in a straight line, and you don't want that. Or they're just that much closer to overtaking you.
Someone the light switch.
You need to not be afraid to be close to people. They wouldn't be too close, but you need to not avoid being close to them like the plague.
Well, I wasn't sure I really heard anything anyway. Well, I'll just chalk it up to the late hour. And that Burrick burger I had earlier.
Burrick meat has to be like half rotten or suffused with
Hello there. Whatever.
toxic chemicals. Now, I'm just gonna... Now, we have the key, so we don't have a lock to pick. This would lead back out to the outer part of the mansion. Let's just see what he does. Once again, is it or is it not necessary to take him down? Not really necessary. Especially since we don't have a lock to pick. Close the door. Now the cat in here goes bonkers. The room is just too crowded and the cat is bouncing off the walls already. It's not gonna calm down. It's gonna be meowing. Aria to accompany the good captain. It'll be right up. There it goes. Nothing to be done about it. Okay, I was already here. What am I doing? Jesus. Gotta get a grip.
Edwina, this is your Robert speaking, and I have some important things to say to you. First, though, you must send anyone away who might be attending you. Yes, even Ginny. I have left some things for you, safe in a secret room. The coin I have saved over the years, and an odd item I discovered recently. If I don't return from this next voyage, go to my study, where I have hidden a small switch. The switch will temporarily open a secret door in the North Gallery. Make good use of what you find there, and always remember that I am your devoted husband, Robert.
A secret room, eh? Always my favorite room in a house.
That cat needs some catnip. And that was the third special loot item. So we have the 3 special loot items and a impressively anemic regular loot count. I'm thinking that the massive amount of money we're about to steal from her is not going to bring us to 90%. And I know why, because We didn't take that painting in the entryway when that guy basically caught me and was running around in circles. We forgot the painting. That is, I forgot the painting. So, that little thing I said about not repeating yourself in this level going out the window, we are going to have to go all the way back through the first part of the level to that same troublesome room to get that painting to get out of here with. I think that'll bring us to like 91, at least 90%. We'll be good to go if we get that painting. I know I forgot to get that painting. Which really sucks, because if you have your loot where it needs to be, the secret room we're going to go to has an exit that takes you all the way back to the beginning of the level, and you can use that to get out without having to go through an entire level worth of guards and staff. That's why it's there. Well, let's see if I can pull that off without getting caught. If nothing else, it's good exercise. Doesn't help the runtime of this video, but wouldn't kill me to sneak back through some of the same areas. Because there was nothing stopping me from snagging that painting. I just got distracted. By rights, he should have zeroed in on us, and that was pretty close to a reload.
How goes?
Okay, here's the secret room. Go down here. Can't believe I forgot that painting. See that door?
That's got to be the compendium.
Let's do the reading. Yep, 89%. Can't believe I forgot that. Give me just a second to think about which route I'm gonna take. I also just want to see here where we're at with everything else. Just because. Mainly I'm just looking at these notes real quick. Well, that's... standing here is not getting me anywhere. probably would have been shorter to just go through that exit and go back up the tunnel. It empties us out back in that initial cave, and frankly, it very well might be quicker to have just gone ahead, but that's not what I'm gonna do. We're already over an hour of runtime at this point. I'm just gonna go ahead and snag the practice. And I enjoy playing this level. Let's not forget that part of it. This is one of my top favorite levels. Just back the way we came. Exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. But it is generally true. If you know where all the loot is and you know where all the objectives are and you can keep it organized in your head from the outset, it just gets you through the level quicker, unless you're playing to relish. Sometimes we play this game for no other reason than to be there. Sometimes we load the game into one area of a level and we hang out there. And I know you do it too. But that's as it should be. But if you're not playing for that, then it's...
Evening to you.
But I've also said about 100 times in my videos that I don't bother keeping things memorized.
Who left this ajar?
I guess I sort of make an exception to that for this level because I don't want to rush through this level, but when I'm here, I do feel the onus to play skillfully, at least to try. I don't want to leave this place strewn with bodies or blow out windows with mine detonations or blood everywhere. This is not that type of level. It was interesting that in, the Dark Project, you had whole levels.
Never meet Captain.
The Haunted Cathedral, Escape, Strange Bedfellows. There's, at least some points in all those levels where it's not stealth, it's combat. Thief kind of like as good as broke its own rules briefly. But again, this is not one of those types of levels, so let's not run afoul with her. She's gonna come over here eventually. She's just being slow because she knows I don't want to be here. But this is good practice. You're never so good that you don't have to practice. Some games you get to a point where you don't need to practice anymore. Thief is not one of them. Okay, here's the painting.
I thought I heard something.
92%. Okay, now we just need to get out of here. You know what? I'm gonna keep with this theme of going exactly back the way I came. I could get us out that front exit. See, again, you want to try to avoid situations where you have to coordinate what 3 people are doing just to move. You want to avoid situations like that, because when things are that claustrophobic, they're liable to notice you, and then you're... But if you want to avoid leaving a trail of knockouts, sometimes you don't have a choice. Alright, we're going for it.
Yes.
She didn't. She's not gonna do anything.
One day you're looking the wrong way, they can get you.
Just gonna go right back out that secret entrance. It being a secret, it just prevents any misunderstandings with anybody. Now, when we go back down that cave to the elevator, we have to go back down. If we had gone out the secret room, there would have been a secret wall on the left-hand side as we're exiting of that first cave that it would have emptied us out into, and it would have been a brief walk in the park to get out of this level as opposed to what we just had to go through.
What's that then?
See, silliness like this.
Nothing there.
You can always reload, but it's like, are you going to risk wrecking a decent or potentially a perfect performance with, you know, getting caught on something silly like this? Okay, now, so we're heading down this cave again. About halfway through on the left side is where the secret door opens. You still gotta watch out for this guy here who's in this cave, but it's manageable. Again, it's the quick way out.
Should have gone to sea, like my brothers before me.
at least Benny was still Benny in this game. You know, there's one part of Dirty Secrets in Thief 4 where two guards talk about pelicans and mackerels as opposed to, you know, it's like the card game they were playing in this level. Haha. Was that their idea of a clever aside? So, I never get tired of this level. It's always a joy to play this level. I will see everybody back next time for day 4. When we get to the stats screen, I'm going to look at a few things, and you can pause and see where I'm at with all of this, and I will see everybody back again soon.
I've stolen the compendium, but I can't read it any more than Captain Moira could. I'll have to bring it back to the Keepers. Besides, I want to see the look on their faces when I hand it over. They've been searching for years, and I found it in one night.